It costs £1.50. If you make the front cover, you've probably had a bad week, and it's 50 years old. What am I talking about? Private Eye.
I'm a reader and a fan. I think I first sort of discovered it over the Dear Bill letters, which I think were fantastically funny when Margaret Thatcher was doing the job I do now. There are definitely front covers that I've seen and thought, oh my God, how could they, There are moments like that, but it's fun. The main thing is it's funny, and if you can't laugh at yourself, you probably shouldn't do this job.
I particularly like this cover here. It's when Ceausescu was in Buckingham Palace, probably unfortunate, really. And you have a queen, somebody asking, what are his hobbies? He's a mass murderer. And the Queen saying, how very interesting.
I used to read it as a teenager, and it is a thorn in the side of politicians, no question. It's a really important thorn in the side of politicians, though, and that tradition of great investigative journalism, humorous journalism, journalism that pokes fun at our politicians, is part of a free society.
Well, that's one of my favourite covers. You can see why. It hits the nail right on the head. It hits it right in the middle, and you can't help laughing. Now, some weeks are better than others, but every week there's something in there, especially in my trade here at Westminster, you're just very glad that you've read.
I'm particularly proud of the spoof sketch they did of my own committee when we took evidence from Max Mosley, talking about the revelations of what he'd been doing, where I was referred to in the sketch as Sir John Whippingdale, and another of my members, Rosemary McKenna, was called Rosemary McKenna. I mean, this is absolutely vintage Private Eye.
I laughed out loud at the front cover of Private Eye after our disastrous local election results this May. And I'm not sure if you remember, it was a photograph of Obama, Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton looking at the kind of televised thing of the attack on the Bin Laden compound, and like you had this bubble saying from the other side, oh my God, and Hillary Clinton saying, oh, those poor Liberal Democrats. It was incredibly fun. I saw it in my local newsagent.
I did actually stick this one up on the pinboard. I just thought, that kind of double joke of popularity of Downton Abbey and obviously the economic situation. And I think what's good about Private Eye is the memory, that it can go back through Margaret Thatcher and makes these kind of references or cross-references that you wouldn't necessarily, think of yourself. I mean, I'm amazed it's 50. I think I've probably been reading for about 40 years, which makes me a real saddo.
Such fond memories there of Private Eye. And we have a Private Eye cover girl with us now. Edwina Currie is in Manchester. Well, Edwina Currie, we've been hearing memories there from politicians and journalists alike. What about you? Do you like or loathe Private Eye?
Oh, I love Private Eye, and I think we should be very, very proud that we actually have this as a British institution. I've been on the front cover 4 times.
Oh, lucky you.
And my favourite was when I resigned from government over eggs. And they had a cover of me holding a tray of eggs that had been taken previously somewhere else, with the egg bubble saying, I'm off, and me saying, so am I. And I couldn't have put it better myself.
But how does it feel when you find yourself on the front cover, as you say it, albeit 4 times?
Well, you kind of know in that week that you're
Right.
going to be on the front cover of Private Eye. You've been in the news. Oliver Letwin or Dr. Fox or whoever, they're going to be on the front cover. You know that this is going to happen. You hope they're not too cruel. You know perfectly well that they will be extremely cruel and very accurate. Very accurate. That's the essence of Private Eye. They tell the truth when politicians try to hide it and cover it up.
Yeah, so the sting is there, isn't it? I mean, why do you think it survived so long? Until 50, in fact.
I think it survived so long because a very large number of people believe in our democracy and our freedoms. And much of that depends on sussing out the truth, the essence of the stories that are going on behind the scenes. They have 300,000 subscribing people, and that's enough money for them to be completely independent. They take hardly any advertising. They're not involved in the commercial world. They really, truly can be independent. I think that's the essence of their strength.
Now, I don't suppose you're expecting to be back in, are you, after your exit from Strictly Come Dancing?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Wouldn't that be fun? I'd have a 5th Private Eye cover.
Yeah, exactly. Make it to 5. Just tell us very briefly, what was it like in Strictly Come Dancing?
Well, Strictly is a world of its own. It's a complete fantasy. It's a bit like politics.
I was going to say,
time.
a bit like politics.
You're hoping for the vote. You're presenting yourself as well as you jolly well can. You're trying to hide the midriff, whatever. And you're hoping you're putting your feet in the right place. Usually, you're not.
I think it was very unfair that they got rid of you so early on, Edwina.
Thank you, Kat.
Yes, we